Hello and welcome to the Academy of Self-Defense Solo Training Series. In these series of clips, I'm going to attempt to give you, the student, some drills you can do at home, limited space, something you can work your basics on. Again, basics, they're stances, footwork, understanding angles and distance, pantomiming technique, whether it's classical or application. We're going to start with that and see where this goes. Now, obviously, you need to do these drills. You need to actually spend some time, not just watch the videos. So that's me, the instructor, telling you, the student, it's great to watch them, but unless you get out in front in your living room or in your garage or in your yard or wherever you're going to do this at and do them, it doesn't really help you, okay? So do the drills, all right. So for this first one, we're going to focus on the Hanmi stance. And the Hanmi stance is a staple of any Aikido style. There are many types of Hanmis, or foot positions, that make up the Hanmi. In Nihon Goshin, we have an L-shaped Hanmi, a capital L. Okay, so if I were to take my left foot, face that forward, my right heel, if I were to put them together at the center line of my body, if I took that back heel and I went one shoulder width back, that is a correct Hanmi in Nihon Goshin. Okay? Some other styles have reverse L's, J's, reverse J's, what have you. And that's okay, there's nothing wrong with that. But in Nihon Goshin, we do a capital L stance. Okay? Also, when we learn the Hanmi walk, which I'm going to talk about here in a minute, we always have our hands on our hips, thumbs forward, that way it doesn't encourage slouching. Chest nice up and down, head looking forward, not looking anywhere else, but forward in the position we're going to, or the direction we're going to be walking, okay? Now, I do allow, in my school, a little wider if you need it. Now, right now, I'm about shoulder width apart, but I can stand to be a little bit more forward. Just half an inch for me feels better, and that's up to you to find that gap that makes you feel more stable, okay? And let's look at it this way. Looking forward, and we'll look at it this way, and then we'll look at it this way. Now, what I'm doing here also is a kind of a cool little drill you can do without even doing the walk, is I can just start pivoting, replacing my feet, and just kind of feel around and see where you can find that Hanmi as you're moving around, okay? It seems like a basic thing, but it's really not. If you can do this for about 5 minutes, you'll be breathing a little heavy, depending on your cardio capacity, but also you'll start to drill in and burn in that muscle memory, which is so important with these basics, okay? Now, one important thing you have to do that's going to negate all this stuff is you have to police yourself. Meaning that if I step and I'm here, I can already feel, and I'm exaggerating a bit, I can feel my Hanmi's off. Okay, it's like a three-legged tripod with nothing here to support me. All right. So what do? Which was the offending foot? The offending foot was the front foot. You have to fix the offending foot. If you fix the other foot, it doesn't burn any kind of good muscle memory or retention to your body or your muscles. Okay. So when I took that step, I should have stepped forward. Now that feels correct. Okay. So how do we fix this? When you step and you're here, look down. First of all, identify what happened. Okay, this foot should have moved more forward towards my center line. Well, move the offending foot, look down, are you aligned? Come forward, and now stay in that stance for a few seconds, maybe 20 seconds, and tighten up your muscles. Dig into the ground or the mat or whatever you're working on. And this is how you tell your muscles, hey, this is correct, all right? If you don't do that, what you'll end up doing is gaining a series of bad habits. And after a while, those of you who've been training for 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years will testify to the fact that these bad habits are hard to get rid of. Okay, so if you do this now, or you start doing it, it'll make things a lot better at the basic level, for sure. Okay? So, now, starting in a Shizentai stance, or a neutral position, what you can do is step off into the Hanmi, and then just start doing the Hanmi walk. Back foot, when it steps, its heel comes up and you're drawing a semicircle in the imaginary sand. Okay, pretend you're on a beach or something. And you're drawing that circle with your ball of your foot and your toes, and your heel is leading the way. This is the way I teach it. Some other instructors teach it differently. That's okay. I'm not arguing any of that. This is the way I do it, okay? So as I draw that semicircle, I lead with the heel, and as I step, I can't go any far forward, the foot plants forward, the back foot turns, and now I should be in a good Hanmi facing the same direction. Step. When I want to turn, I look over my back shoulder to see where I'm turning first. You want to turn blind. Pick up the toes and just pivot, okay? Now, as you're doing this, imagine a ceiling about 1 inch over your head, okay? If you step and you go up and you bob up and down, that's a bad thing in footwork because now your balance is not there, right? You're all kind of floating and it's easy to fall, get tripped, hit, and fall down. So we don't want to do that. We want a stable movement platform or stable stance. So as we're stepping, imagine that ceiling over your head so you don't bob up and down. Keep everything nice and steady. Turn, pivot. Go backwards, same thing. Now, one thing I will say about going backwards is I have to open up a lane. And those of you that know have the first wrist technique, I'm sorry, not the first wrist technique, but the front wrist throw, know that we have to open up a lane, right? So what I'll do is I'll turn this back heel, step through, and now I'm in a good alignment with my heels, okay? All right? Forward, backwards, okay? Now, if you want to start playing with this a bit, we can stay still. In this first part of this drill, it doesn't use a lot of space, okay? So from here, hands on hips, step forward into a Hanmi. From here, replace step. So this is a little riff on the Hanmi walk, but in place. I can start to change directions. Okay? Now, when you are finished being comfortable or you're finished training with your hands on your hips and you want to elevate this a bit, hands up in a defensive posture. Hands can be open, semi-closed. I don't advocate fists because it makes you tense. And in these solo drills, you don't want to be tense, you want to be relaxed. Just kind of open up. So I can step in a Hanmi, change my lead. Step here, change my lead. All right? So that gets some handwork involved in this whole drill, okay? Also, what we can do is if we're doing back to hands on hips, and we'll go back to the hands up in a minute, is as I'm stepping, I can now change angles. Nothing says you have to go straight back and forth. It can be complete turns. You'll get a little dizzy, but that's okay. Now get the hands up, same thing. Start to strike as you're moving. But always being aware of the Hanmi. Can we use other stances? Absolutely. Okay, we're going to start exploring some of that. But this particular video is about just using the Hanmi. Okay? So work on this, and that's important. You have to work on it, and I'll see you guys soon. Thank you.